This is a 2026 GMC Sierra AT4, and it's rocking a new color for this model year. I borrowed this truck from Seiner GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. This truck is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Frank. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is a description with the colors. Here's a short listing of the standard features, and remember this truck does have a auto locking rear diff, which comes standard. Base price is $66,800, and then here are all the options on this one. So premium package, preferred package, tech package, power sunroof is a standalone, but you do have to get the preferred package in order to get at least that sunroof, which is kind of silly. Coastal Dune is an additional charge, and then the Goodyear Wrangler Territory tires are $295. Now, destination is $25.95, and this truck has a total price of $73,750. And lastly, this truck does have the diesel, so here are the fuel economy numbers off to the side. By now, most of you guys know that Coastal Dune replaced Thunderstorm, and I consider this an off-road paint. So what do you guys think on the AT4? You like it? Not bad. As I said in other videos, it needs to be a little bit darker. However, I will say, I don't like it on chrome. It has to be on a blackout like this. And as you guys see, this truck has been out for a while. Premium lights have come standard pretty much from its inception. And we should see a totally redesigned pickup for the 2027 model year. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those updates. But you guys see some of the accents on the side. You do have some flow through on the bumper, front parking sensors. Now remember, some of these things are an option, like that camera on the front end, which makes up the 360 camera. You have the red recovery hooks. Engine block heater plug is right there because of the diesel. And I highly recommend, you know, it's been a little bit colder this week, and I really think that if you plan on getting the diesel, you should be plugging in these trucks even at 40 degrees. Just my opinion. It works on my truck, and I just recommend you do it, even if it's for 2 hours before you drive it. Active grille shutters, you can see that they are closed off, and that's going to help with, you know, heating up the engine too. Now here is a quick peek at the suspension. You guys know that the AT4s do have a raised ride height. They roll on Rancho shocks, independent front suspension, double wishbone. And here are the tires. These Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs were $295, and the size of the tires an LT 265 60/20, which is 32.5 inches in height, 10.4 inches in width. Not bad, I would say. Now, I'm not a big fan of 20-inch wheels anymore. I like the 18s, and you can get this truck on 18s too. 6-lug, 4-piston front brakes, and as you scoot back, you'll see you have painted door handles. Those wheel arches can be painted too, although I think it's too much money. It's like $9.95. I think I would skip that. Smart key system on the front doors. You guys see some of your badging can be blacked out. It is an option from the factory now. And you see some of your lighting on the mirrors. Painted mirror cap at the top, and then in the middle and the bottom is all plastic. More cameras and lights. Blind spot alert. And then you have a gloss black trimming around the windows. And I apologize, this truck is dirty simply because I could not get someone to clean it, i.e. myself, because there was a bunch of trucks getting cleaned today. So underneath, here's some of your skid plates right there. And you have a little bit of protection right there for that independent front suspension too. 24-gallon fuel tank. You guys see the leaf pack too. You have 3 leaves in the main pack. That bottom leaf is going to be a helper spring too, more Rancho shocks, and they give you a liner in the rear. You have those steps built into the bumper, multi-pro tailgate. You guys see the LED tail lights. And I like how they do the exhaust. Class 4 hitch, incandescent bulbs right there. Camera provisions, 7-pin. There's a light for your Class 4 hitch. Let's go ahead and pop this down. Now most people know by now the multi-pro tailgate does give you a step here. However, they did take away the handle to grab getting inside the bed. You also can see the bed lights right here, 400 watts of power. And be sure to check out my Juggernaut promo code down below. It's a strap system that you can put on all four corners. Highly recommended if you do need to tie things down in your bed. And at the very top here, you guys see you have two cameras, power sliding glass with defrost. That was an option, by the way, including that sunroof. The only downside to the AT4 is it's considered an off-road truck, and it is, until you see this. They just give you a regular spare tire, which means it's just a sport truck in my opinion. Right there, 323 rear with an automatic locker, as we saw on that window sticker. And here's a side view of the truck. I commend GM for being the only half-ton in the segment with a diesel option. Now you guys just saw the fuel economy numbers, right? You can easily get better. Now because this truck has the lift, the more aggressive tires, that's going to hurt your fuel economy. So with that being said, I still think you can get closer to like 26 to 28 on the highway, especially when this engine breaks in. And they did make it more reliable too, for the most part. Like they use Denso fuel pump and injectors. So personally, I have the same setup in my 6.6 liter diesel, and I love it. I think that it's a great setup, no issues, and I haven't heard of anyone having problems with the fuel system on these trucks. Now, 305 horsepower may not seem like much, but it has 495 pound-feet of torque, and this engine really puts that power down great down low. You guys see the turbocharger right there? I would say the only negative thing about this engine is I don't like that it uses a 0W20 oil. I'm starting to really consider, like, hey, is it possible, can we run to 5W30 or at least 5W20? I mean, I don't know. I just think that for what we're seeing in the marketplace now, these thinner oils could be potentially causing issues. Remember, the 6.2 went back up to a 0W40 for some of the model years. Is the AT4 overpriced? My humble opinion is everything's overpriced now. We know that. So let's just get that out the way now. But if you compare this with the leather seats to like the Ram Rebel or even the Ford Tremor, you're going to be probably over $80,000 for similarly equipped trucks. And I would say that this is perfect. It already has the premium sound system. You guys see it has seat memories, auto up and down for the front windows. You have power folding outside mirrors. The only negative thing is, you guys saw what the base price was. Base price was $66,800. So we basically added almost $5,000 of options to this truck. But you guys see there, power steering column is there. Perforated leather seats, heated and ventilated, by the way. And overall, I mean, this interior, it works. A lot of soft touch, heads-up display. You have the large screens for the gauge cluster and center stack. Dual climate controls there. And up top, you also have HomeLink. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. Ten-way seat for the passenger. Again, more soft touch. And I like the design too. They also give you a black liner on the roof. Down below. You cannot use this truck for a bed camper, by the way. Like these all-weather liners. You can remove the carpets there if you like. And then out back, /60/40 bench. This truck does have the outboard heated seats, USBs. They don't give you a 120 volt power plug back here. That is a negative thing, I would say. guys see down below here, a little bit of storage. Now that you guys ready to go for a quick drive, let's take this thing for a spin. As I said earlier, this is definitely a nice interior. You guys saw that this truck did have that option too, so you have a camera for that. My favorite thing about this truck is that instant torque that you get. I mean, this turbo spools up pretty quickly. And you guys can see I'm pretty much heated up here. I always try to get these trucks warm before I even leave the dealership because I'm learning a lot more with diesel engines. You know, it takes more time for them to heat up. And that's probably the only benefit to that 0W20 is it doesn't take as much time to flow through the engine versus like a 5W20 or even a 5W40. Now, if you need to get on the highway and you give it the juice at 45 miles an hour, this truck does feel like it's out of steam. I will admit, because it only has 305 horsepower. I mean, even the 5.3 liter has 355, but it's a V8 and has that low end torque. So I do like the diesel option, but I don't think it works for most people, especially if you're not doing a lot of this type of driving. If you're not on the highway for at least 15-20 minutes a day on your commute, this may be a bad option. And sitting in stop and go traffic isn't good either. So having the diesel particulate filter and all that stuff, it does hurt fuel economy. Now, as far as the brakes go, these brakes are not touchy. They feel pretty firm and confident when you give them feedback here. But I will admit though, for $74,000, they might have the best off-road option in the segment. I mean, apart from the Trail Boss from Chevy, but I mean, they don't really compete. I mean, they're, you know, if you buy a Chevy, you still benefit GMC, you know? So yeah, I just think that for what you're getting in this truck, if you don't get any option, I mean, this truck still comes pretty well equipped, although I would like the home link system and that power sliding glass for sure out back. But overall, this truck rides and handles great. It's very comfortable. I like these tires too. They have virtually no road noise. I mean, the only thing I'm hearing is just the turbo noises from the engine. That's it. But yeah, this truck, it has some good torque. If you're like 40 miles an hour, I feel like it has great performance. And I think that most people would be happy with this configuration. But as I said, owning a diesel is not the same as it was 25 years ago. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 3,800 pounds. The rear is the same at 3,800 pounds. Gross vehicle rating is 7,200 pounds. 20 by 9 wide wheels. All-in payload is 1,427 pounds. And this truck can tow 8,800 pounds conventionally. 6,700 pounds for Gooseneck, which is kind of silly. 15,000 pound gross combined weight rating, and on the curb, this truck weighs 5,773 pounds. The yellow sticker shows the tire pressure, 41 psi all the way around. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure notifications are on. See you guys soon.